What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now, your home for all things daily. Seattle Seahawks news, rumors, updates, all Seahawks content right here, right now. Today, we've got some TJ Watt, fascinating TJ Watt trade rumors that are emerging. Could the Seahawks get involved? Plus, guess who's back again? It's Drew Lock. That's right. If you're hoping for a rookie quarterback to come in as the backup for Sam Darnold, you are probably going to be disappointed because Drew Lock is back in Seattle, and we discuss what position is the Seahawks' top priority in the first round. All that and more right here on Seahawks Now. Let's get into it, guys. TJ Watt making a bizarre post amid his expiring contract. What does it mean? Writing Fox Sports, is trouble brewing for the two sides, according to FoxSports.com. Earlier this week, Watt posted a picture of himself on Instagram where he's signaling peace out. Is this post-contract related? He's entering the final season of his 4-year, $112 million deal. NFL media speculating on Thursday morning that the post is potentially related to the financial matter. Last season, he led the league with 6 forced fumbles. He ended up with 11.5 sacks, 2 fumble recoveries. He made 61 tackles. He was the highest graded defensive edge rusher in run defense grade, 3rd in overall grade, and 6th in pass rush grade, according to Pro Football Focus. 8 years in Pittsburgh. He's had 6 double-digit sack seasons. He's led the league in sacks 3 times. The first Steeler in history to get to 108 career sacks. As for the potential contract, they write that Myles Garrett is probably the model of this contract. Garrett obviously got 4 years, $160. Max Crosby got 3 years, $106. The question is, what does TJ Watt want? Steelers obviously going through a weird offseason. They just traded for DK Metcalf. They but they are still waiting to hear about Aaron Rodgers. They could end up adding him. That would make it a really good offseason. But there is some people believing that TJ Watt could be asking for a trade, and some people are thinking the Seahawks could be an option there. According to BVM Sports, the Seahawks are potentially contenders to acquire superstar edge rusher TJ Watt from the Steelers amidst trade speculation. Mike McDonald citing the importance of strengthening the edge rush. If a trade occurs, Watt would significantly enhance the Seahawks defense. If negotiations between Watt and the Steelers falter, expect the Seahawks to become more proactive in pursuing a trade. Again, very, very interesting. Here's where another thing we see, according to sportingnews.com, Seahawks are among the favorites to add disgruntled $112 million superstar in blockbuster trade. It says the Seahawks have already bolstered their edge rushing group. They cut Draymond Jones. They added DeMarcus Lawrence, but they can add more. Mike McDonald already says, he feels good about it, but he also says, when do you stop adding guys that affect the quarterback? You never turn down that opportunity. Exactly. He says the Eagles right now, probably the best pass rushing crew in the league. They're thinking the same thing. TJ Watt, kind of a cryptic post. According to Bet Online, the Seahawks have the second highest odds to land TJ Watt in a trade. Only the Patriots have better odds than Seattle. They do write it's a bit odd to see the Seahawks that high, but they would certainly entertain a Watt trade if given the opportunity, as elite edge rushers are hard to come by. And that is true. I said it when we talked about the potential to trade for Myles Garrett. This is one of the few guys in the league that you have to be willing to actually go all out for. This is a guy that you do trade. You trade multiple first-round picks for TJ Watt. There's not many guys who can wreck the game like he can. It's a very small list. It's him, it's Myles Garrett, maybe Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, Max Crosby, maybe throw in Joey Bosa as well, but it's a very small list. Maybe Chris Jones, Trey Hendrickson. That's kind of where we're at right now. There's about 7 or 8 guys in this league who can really change the game and take over the game by rushing the quarterback on defense. TJ Watt might be the best of all of them. So yeah, you have to consider making this trade if he's available. Again, I don't know if he's truly available. It seems like it could just be, a sign that he's not sure if he wants to come back next year. I don't know. But the fact that he's even making these posts makes me believe there's a possibility that he could become available. And if he is, then I want him in Seattle so much. I mean, so much. He would be such an amazing guy to have on the Seahawks. He's a good team player. He's a leader. He's a team captain. And he's one of the best players in the entire freaking league. So, yeah, I'd love to see TJ Watt on the Seahawks. And I hope that does happen. Again, not sure if it will. Who knows? All right, guys. If you were hoping that the Seahawks would draft a quarterback in the first round, I hate to break it to you. Probably not going to happen because the Seahawks just went out and added Drew Lock. That's right. Drew Lock, former Seahawks quarterback. He was with the Seahawks for 2 seasons after being traded from the Broncos. He started 2 games with Seattle. He went 1-1, did have that crazy comeback win against the Eagles. Now he's back in Seattle for a second stint. He will leave the New York Giants. He's expected to sign a 2-year, $5 million deal. 28 years old, backed up Geno Smith for 2 years. He started for 2 years in Denver, second-round pick. His return brings into question Sam Howell's future with the Seahawks. That is very true. Seattle obviously traded for Howell. They traded a 4th-round pick, I believe, for Sam Howell last year. Well, now that is not probably going to end up going to waste. He obviously did not play very well. He had a really, really bad game when Howell had to come in that game. That one game in, I think, November, December. The Seahawks have also been doing homework on quarterback prospects this year. Their list of 30 visits includes one with Tyler Shaw out of Louisville. They also have a visit lined up with Alabama's Jalen Milroe, both in the top 5 at the position on Mel Kiper's big board. So it's still possible they could draft a quarterback. It just wouldn't seem... I don't get why you would pay Drew Lock for a multi-year deal if you were still thinking about drafting a quarterback. My guess is they looked at the draft field and they decided, we don't love any of these guys. None of these guys make us fall in love with them. We'd rather just go out and get a proven backup, a proven commodity in Drew Lock. Drew Lock went 1-4 in 5 starts with the Giants last season. He threw 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and rushed for 2 touchdowns. He appeared in 8 games. The team only won 1 of those games. It was the one game, and he ended up, I think he threw for 4 touchdowns in their one win, and that was why the Giants are not getting the number 1 pick. So he locked them out of the number 1 pick by having one really, really good game. The inconsistency of the situation in New York did play into some struggles. He was the backup to Daniel Jones. Then they ended up actually going to Tommy DeVito. Then they kind of went back and forth between Locke and DeVito. Their big win was in Week 16. He beat the Indianapolis Colts. He threw for 5 touchdowns in that game. No, he threw for 4, rushed for 1 in that game, and pretty much ended the Colts' chances of making the playoffs. He's made 28 starts throughout his career, 59.6% completion, 6,354 yards. He's thrown 34 touchdowns, 28 picks throughout his career. Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. I think we wasted a pick. We wasted that trade for Sam Howell. B, I wish we would have just brought Drew Lock back again last year, because again, then you wouldn't have had to trade for Sam Howell. And C, I still think we should draft a quarterback. But I get it. If they don't love any of the guys, then I get it. This is what they have to do. And speaking of the draft, really quickly, guys, what position should be the Seahawks' top draft priority? I've been thinking about this a lot. A month ago, I would have told you quarterback. I think right now the top draft priority, I think it has to be offensive line. I think it has to be. I just don't see a way where you can look at the offensive line that the Seahawks have and not believe that needs to be upgraded more than any other position group. As much as I would love to add a game-changing edge rusher, as much as I would love to add another elite wide receiver, as much as I'd love to go out and get a quarterback and have the future of this team locked up, I think these games are won in the trenches. The NFL is a game that is won with 2 positions, really. 3 positions. Quarterback, offensive line, defensive line. If you get those 3 positions right, you're going to be a good team. It's almost, I don't know if you can find me a single team that has a good quarterback, a good O-line, a good D-line, and is bad. Like, it just doesn't happen. That's how you win in the NFL. You win in the trenches, and the Seahawks have been losing in the trenches lately. So I do think that this offensive line should be the Seahawks' top draft priority. With that being said, next week, we're going to be going through 5 offensive linemen, the top 5, my favorite guys that I would love to see the Seahawks draft in the first round with their first round pick at number 18 overall. That's what we're going to be doing next week. So if you like what you see, if you want to see that, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps us out, guys. Thank you so much for helping us reach 200 subscribers within our first 2 months as a channel. Love doing this. Love talking ball with you guys. So as always, subscribe, comment, share this video. And until next time, go Seahawks.